Hello, Chasm listeners. This is Nate Brandt out of the Waite Park Service Center bringing you this week's Conservation Report. First, I want to talk a little bit about our office. It is still closed. You can still give us a call, though, or email and set up a time, and we can come out and visit you on site to take care of any of your conservation needs and questions. Or if you got a quick question, you can always give us a call, email, and we'll take care of you the best we can. Next, I want to talk about a few exciting conservation practices we might be able to offer you, sort of on the non-traditional side, but we do offer some planning and potential financial assistance to erect high tunnel systems. Now, a high tunnel is a aluminum or steel frame structure enclosed in a flexible plastic membrane, and it's used primarily to extend the growing season during the spring and the fall, sort of shoulder seasons, so that you can get a good harvest on your warm season crops like your vegetables and tomatoes and peppers and whatnot. And then it also extends the season for some of the cool season crops into the fall for stuff like your broccoli, kale, cabbage, things like that. Traditionally, they come in a wide variety of sizes, but the most common ones are like a 30 foot by 60 foot or a 30 by 72. And there is the potential that we could offer financial assistance for getting these established. So if that's something you might be interested in, if you have an existing garden and would like to give it that extra boost, give us a call and let's get rolling on an application and see if we can get you potentially funded for next year, 2021. There's also the opportunity we can tie an irrigation system into it, since that's something you got to think about. Since it's covering the ground, we got to think about where that water is coming from for those crops. So give us a call, 320-251-7800, extension 3, and let's talk about what we can do for you. I also want to mention we do have some forestry related practices out there for those folks that have some chunks of wooded acres that potentially they want to do something with, whether that be supplement it with additional tree planting, shrub planting, increase wildlife habitat in there, or if you just want to manage it for timber production. What we'd like to do is sit down, talk to you about it, see what your goals are for the land, and come up with a brief plan, whether that be control the buckthorn out there, potentially do some thinning, some prunings, or tree and shrub planting to kind of help you out. There's also the opportunity, if you have some larger chunks of timberland, let's talk about getting you potential cost share or funding to get a forest management plan. And that involves you going out and hiring a private forester. We'll have a list of them that will work well for you. And they'll sit down with you and get a detailed analysis of your inventory and needs and your goals for the land and come up with a nice plan for you to implement. There's potential financial assistance to do this through our office. So again, give us a call if you're interested and let's get rolling on that. And another perk of getting these forest management plans done is you can take them to the state of Minnesota and potentially get a tax break, whether that be through the Sustainable Forest Incentive Act or 2C. That's something that a forester can help you out with, though. I also want to mention that our office is kind of moving forward with a whole farm planning process when it comes to a couple of our financial assistance programs, in particular the EQIP program. And what that entails is you might have a single project in mind, whether that be something like a water and sediment control basin or perhaps just like a stacking slab to manage some animal manure. But when we meet up with you, we're going to mention we want to do a whole farm plan, and that's going to take into account your entire cropping or pasture operation and see if there's any little practices or improvements we can do here or there to really put together a solid conservation plan and help you out, help the soil and water resources, and helps everybody out overall. Usually it's pretty painless, and you can kind of pick and choose as we move through the process what you're willing or maybe not willing to take on. So just be aware of that. If you give our office a call and you want to work with us, that's one of the goals we'll work towards. Again, thank you for your time. This is Nate Brandt, and have a good weekend.